Hello, my name is Adisaksi Som. This is the Agriculture World program, bringing you the latest knowledge in agriculture and food safety. This show is supported by Charoen Pokphand Group, the quality organization, and the integral part in creatively supporting the society. We're here on the same day at the same time. It's been 20 years since 1993 that CP Vietnam Corporation, as a part of Charoen Pokphand Group, has invested in the agro-industrial and food conglomerate, which has been an important part in building the strength of Vietnam's economy. CP Vietnam is a foreign company that always realizes its social duty and responsibility. The company holds Charoen Pokphand Group's guidelines, the three social benefits, which are the benefits of the country, the people, and the company. CP Vietnam is ready to repay the country they've invested in by turning these principles into practice. During the 2 decades of social activities, CP Vietnam has worked as a network. They collaborate with every integral part, especially the government agencies that trust CP Vietnam to organize many important activities both locally and internationally. In today's The Agriculture World program, we will keep looking at the social activities of CP Vietnam, which are still ongoing and expanding. These are various activities with various objectives. We will also listen to the feedback from the outsiders talking about the success factors of CP Vietnam. Let's go! The Vietnamese phrase "xe khởi nghiệp" is literally translated as job starter cart. It is a campaign by CP Vietnam collaborating with the Vietnam Youth Federation, or VYF, and the local government agencies. The qualified youth are selected and granted the 5-star chicken kiosk equipment. The objective of this campaign is to give a job opportunity to impoverished youth and those in need of rehabilitation and give them back a space in the society. Vien Van Duyen was one of the nominees chosen by a sub-district branch of VYF to receive this job starter cart from CP Vietnam. He was a poor fisherman living on a houseboat, but since the houseboat was against the environmental laws, he had to move inland and become a laborer. Duyen didn't have his own home, but his aunt-in-law saw his efforts, so she allowed him to set up the kiosk in front of her house. During the first 3 days from the opening, Duyen still needed an assistant from 5-star business to give him instructions in every step. Fortunately, his wife was still on her maternity leave and she could give Duyen a hand. Duyen was confident in this opportunity and he didn't mind if it would be difficult. He knew that this is the first step toward the stability in his life. Duyen said that since every piece of equipment was granted by CP Vietnam, he just needed to do the physical work and invested in some 5-star products for each day of selling. When he collects through funds, he would expand his business. Duyen's wife decided to help her husband full-time and not go back to her old job at the factory because the total sales of 150,000 Vietnamese dong a day, about $7 they had gotten at the beginning was a good feedback from the customers, and her family could make a living from this job. Mai Quoc Huong, the secretary of VYF in Ya Tan 1 sub-district, said that the reason the Federation had chosen Duyen out of the 400 nominees was his perseverance and his determination in having a job. Most importantly, he had always behaved himself as a good example for the community. Therefore, Duyen deserved to be successful in his job. Nguyen Tae Wing, the secretary of VYF in Thong Yut District, Dong Nai Province, described the work of VYF. The Federation usually helped every member to get a job by cooperating with local industrial estates on the employment of the youth. So when the campaign Job Starter Cart had begun, it helped the youth even more. Not only did it give them a clear goal in life, it also allowed them to own a business and to earn more than being a factory employee. Once they had security in life, it would eventually encourage them to be good citizens of the society. For Ding Wei Phong, another chosen youth for the campaign Job Starter Cart of CP Vietnam, this was the opening day of his kiosk. Many VYF members in the same sub-district and the staff of CP Vietnam came to congratulate him and support his business on the first day. 3 years ago, Phong had made a terrible mistake. A crime of assault and battery had sent him to prison for 3 years. During his time, Phong had decided that he must improve his own life. After his release, he joined VYF and worked tirelessly with the Federation until he was offered the opportunity to join the campaign Job Starter Cart of CP Vietnam. The happiest person was a 74-year-old man, Phong's father. Ding Quan Chung couldn't hold back his tears of joy. He was devastated that his son went to prison. Every time he visited him, he would tell Phong to start anew. What he saw this day made him proud of his son, and he was grateful to VYF and CP Vietnam for giving Phong a job since it was getting harder to find a job in Vietnam. He hoped that his son would be successful in life. Phong told us that he intended to do this job as best he could. He hoped that this campaign will expand further because there were still a lot of youth who had chosen the wrong path like him. If those youth got the same opportunity as he did, it would be a solution that reduces the society's problems greatly. People in every society tend to be reluctant to give a second chance to ex-convicts because people are not so sure if they are capable of change. Eventually, it becomes an obstacle against their redemption and their return to the society. However, Phong showed his determination in beginning a new life with a new and stable job. And in the eyes of the neighbors, they gained more confidence in him and gave him moral support. It is fair to say that the campaign Job Starter Cart does not just create a job opportunity, but it lowers the risk of pushing these ex-convicts back to committing crimes. This is the return of the youth with potential back to society, and their strength will bring happiness to Vietnam. Every Saturday morning, these people would line up to receive the nutritious breakfast made from the quality products of CP Vietnam. It is the activity that CP Vietnam charity funds, and the volunteer staff of CP Vietnam have cooperated with the Vietnam Immigration Department, a religious and charitable organization, and Dong Nai's Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism to offer the aid to impoverished parents and children receiving treatments in this provincial children's hospital. This activity has started since April from the idea of Chan Thị Kim Luan, a staff member of CP Vietnam, appointed as one of the 50 CSR ambassadors by the company. Every business unit that is a branch of CP Vietnam has these ambassadors to arrange activities both on the internal of the organization and the external. Chan Thị Kim Luan said that she understood the troubles that the poor families had to go through in bringing their children from the remote area to this provincial children's hospital. Therefore, she proposed to the executives this campaign of giving away nutritious food products of CP Vietnam to the children here at least 1 day a week. Wõ He Dũng, a member of Tõ Tu Thiên, a religious NGO engaging in charity work for the poor, said that he was impressed about having the opportunity to organize charity events here. He hoped to continue cooperating with CP Vietnam in the future and made this remark: "A bite of food is most valuable for the poor and hungry, while a full plate means nothing to those with a full stomach." It reflects the value of giving depends on whom it may benefit. At Dong Nai's Center for Physically Challenged Children, there are 170 children with different types of disability, such as autism, deafness, and intellectual disabilities. It has been 3 years that CP Vietnam has supported the activities of this center without interruption. Today is another day that the staff from CP Vietnam are coming to give the children their moral support for the rehearsal of a play. The children will participate in the talent competition for the physically challenged children from all over the country in Hanoi. Huan Thị Wen Nga, the director of the center, said that they have received some support from a number of organizations. But what these children need the most is the psychological aid. Aside from the regular education, they need to present themselves. So, every visit of the CP Vietnam staff has improved the children's behavior and given them psychological strength. This is the sincerity given to the children as if they were family. Therefore, the idea of giving for CP Vietnam is not just about money donations, but it also means sharing happiness and giving the psychological strength to people who truly need it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the social activities of CP Vietnam have various patterns and objectives. But every activity has something in common. They are the collaboration between the volunteer staff and other parts of society in giving the sincerity to the recipients without expecting anything in return. This is the part that makes CP Vietnam a widely accepted organization. I'm very impressed and grateful that the government organizations and the people have given us their trust and allowed CP Vietnam to have constantly taken part in helping the society. This award gives us a moral support, and it will keep CP Vietnam determined to further the sustainable development together with the government of Vietnam. Our CSR campaigns are the collaborative work with the government. We actually reach out to the locals and experience their real lives. We don't just implement the CSR by making a donation, but we actually send our staff out there. This is our sincerity toward our CSR campaigns. The sincerity and seriousness have reflected through many activities that the volunteer staff of CP Vietnam has put in the tireless efforts without expecting anything in return. Another example is the blood donation campaign that was started in 2009. It is a joint effort between employees, farmers, and business partners. This collaboration has eventually expanded to the government agencies on a national level, especially to the National Institute of Hematology and Blood Transfusion, or NIHBT. In the past 5 years, CP Vietnam has set up the collaborative process in organizing blood donation events, and we have received over 20,000 units of blood nationwide, which is more than 7 million cc in total. This activity has saved a lot of lives. With this success, CP Vietnam was honored in the World Blood Donor Day of 2013 by Vietnam's Ministry of Health for being the best organization that had supported blood donation activity. This was the first time that a foreign private organization and foreign individuals were granted this honor. Professor Dr. Nguyen An Chi, the director of the NIHBT, complimented CP Vietnam for closely collaborating with many blood donation activities nationwide. For example, the events at the People's Police Academy, and the Pink Spring Festival 2012. All the activities done by CP Vietnam are very meaningful, since organizing these blood donation events reflect sharing, relationship, and unity, and they save human lives. The director himself has a penchant for CP Vietnam because we have kept the promise to cooperate in every activity, that both organizations have agreed together and formed a good relationship conducting these activities. With the constant support we have given them exclusively, CP Vietnam has co-organized every social benefit activity for the past 20 years. Nowadays, CP Vietnam has gained a trust from the various agencies in Vietnam, political and civil society, to be a part of many activities expanding further nationwide. These agencies trust CP Vietnam even in the time of multiple natural disasters. For example, during October 2013, when lots of Vietnamese people were suffering from the great flood caused by the typhoon Wu Tip, which was the 10th storm in that year. It hit a vast area in the central part of the country severely. And, as we had constantly done so, CP Vietnam charity funds didn't hesitate to cooperate with VYF, the Vietnamese Young Doctors Association, and the Provincial People's Committee of 3 provinces, Quang Binh, Quang Tri, and Nghệ An. The volunteer staff of CP Vietnam was the primary force going into the scenes to help the victims and giving immediate support with disease diagnosis, medical supplies, and consumer products for the victims and impoverished children. The effort and determination that CP Vietnam has tirelessly given to repay this land all along has resulted in the highest honor. Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, the organization responsible for 30 million youth nationwide, awarded CP Vietnam with a national prestigious medal and a commemorative certificate in order to express their gratitude for our dedication to the great benefits of Vietnam. This was the highest-ranking national award, and the Vice President of Vietnam gave the honor to participate in the acceptance ceremony. CP Vietnam is the 10th foreign private organization and foreign individuals to have received this award, and we actually are the first foreign business in the history of Vietnam to have received it. From the perspective of an outsider such as Dr. Nguyen Ba Tin, the Vice President of the Vietnamese Young Doctors Association, who has engaged in the activities with CP Vietnam for a long time, the success of CP Vietnam, according to his opinion, has come from the clear policy of this, a big company with branches in every province of Vietnam, 15 plants, and nearly 12,000 employees. In the past 20 years, CP Vietnam has built a relationship with the country and the people. The company has taken part in the agricultural development together with Vietnamese farmers. It has expressed the policy of the president of Charoen Pokphand Group on the 3 benefits. The benefit for the country, for the people, especially farmers, and for the employees and the organization itself. This is the major policy of CP Group, dictated by President Dhanin Chearavanont. Phan Wan Mai, the secretary of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, is grateful for this, and he has given CP Vietnam's social activities high evaluation ratings. He believes that all the activities done by CP Vietnam have actually reached different groups of people that need help. Our working process has touched the hearts of Vietnamese people because the help always comes in the time of need, and that has made the activities of CP Vietnam even more meaningful. In his opinion, if CP Vietnam wants to continuously develop its business in Vietnam, the social activity is one of the duties that the company must keep researching and developing. Farmers still live on a different living standard, and there are still people who need help. It is certain that the activities done by CP Vietnam in collaboration with VYF and the Young Doctors Association have reached farmers and those with difficulties in life. Despite CP Vietnam being a foreign company, we have utilized the strength of our employees and the cooperation of the government agencies. Charoen Pokphand Group's major policy benefiting the people of the country we are invested in has inspired a lot of movements and activities outside of our organization as well. For our own organization, CP Vietnam keeps in mind to take good care of the employees' well-being according to the principle of CSR, or Employee Social Responsibility. This will generate morale and strength in the organization. These factors have led CP Vietnam to great success and stepping into the hearts of so many Vietnamese people today. We must be sincere. It's important. If you're just being pretentious, it won't be long before people catch on. But the fact that we are standing here today with praise from the government sector proves that we have been working together with understanding. In implementing a CSR campaign, you must be sincere and must not expect any profit in return. Ladies and gentlemen, today's The Agriculture World program has reflected the drive behind the principles of Charoen Pokphand Group and how they can be turned into practice. All the good feedback didn't come from the company's own evaluation, but the acceptance and praise came from outsiders and society. CP Vietnam has set a great example. And that's all for today's The Agriculture World program. We thank Charoen Pokphand Group for all the great support. Meet the Agriculture World program again on the same day at the same time. I'm Adisaksi Som. Goodbye.